force. So far, no legal justification yet from the White House. But let's bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson. Jessica, good to see you today. Does the president have authority here to launch military action in Iran? And what happens if he did overstep his authority?
Two really important questions. Number one, with respect to the authority, I think that is seriously in question. We know that, of course, it's only Congress that has the power to declare a war. There's a question as to whether or not this is a war in, quote, the constitutional sense. We know that Congress can also give some of its power away by passing something called an authorization for the use of military force, but it doesn't look like either the 2001 or 2002 authorizations fit this particular context. And then there's a third bucket where members of the executive branch have argued essentially that the president has authority when we face an imminent threat. That particular bucket, bucket number 3, is in legal question, and it's not clear that it's satisfied here. To the second part of your question, this is hugely important. It's not clear that something specific happens. What's the repercussion if the president oversteps? Well, Congress can use its power. Congress can pass a war powers resolution and say, stop that. Don't do this anymore. Congress can turn off the funding for the effort for the use of force. And what about the courts? People might ask. Courts generally don't get involved. Courts see these questions as political questions where judges, generally speaking, don't weigh in.
So, Jessica, where do the strikes land under international law? Are they justified as self-defense or illegal?
So I think there is a real question as to whether or not there's any justification under the UN Charter. Even if you embrace a very broad view of self-defense, even if you embrace a view of self-defense that includes collective self-defense, which in itself is in legal question, I don't think we've heard enough from the Trump administration as to whether or not that would be satisfied, which is another way of saying, here again, I think we have, number one, was there the authority? Now we're talking about international law instead of domestic law. I think there's a real question as to whether or not you did have the authority. But then number two, what happens as a result? And here again, there's the possibility that there are not real repercussions.
Wow. Okay. Jessica Levinson, as always, thank you so much. We appreciate your insight.